This is CGTN, China Global Television Network.
Africa is yet to win a medal at the ongoing Tokyo 2020 Olympics in Japan, but the best from the continent have given a good account of themselves so far after waiting for 5 years to feature at the premier sporting event on the planet. In tonight's sports scene, we take a trip around Africa to bring you the dreams, aspirations, and for some heartbreak with the games of the 32nd Olympiad now well and truly underway. Hello and welcome to your weekly sports program that brings you all the sporting news and reviews from an African perspective. We will highlight the thrill of victory while also showing you the agony of defeat. I'm Richard Nta, Nairobi. This is Sports Scene. Put on your seatbelts, buckle up, get ready. Let's get started. Here's what's coming up in the show. Egypt shot put champion Mustafa Amir talks of his difficult mission to win the continent a field event medal in athletics. And South African youth look for inspiration from the latest Olympics sport of surfing. Once again, welcome to Sports Scene. Let's kick off with football, and team captain Barbara Banda arrived in Japan with a reputation as Zambia's best ever women's player. And she's doing that reputation no harm in her and Zambia's first ever Olympic football tournament for men or women. Her hat trick in a thrilling 4-all draw against China in Zambia's second game on Saturday came just 2 days after her first treble in a goal-littered 10-3 loss to the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup runners-up, the Netherlands. With 6 goals so far, Banda, who plays her club football for Chinese side Shanghai Shangli, has become the first woman in Olympic football history to score 2 hat tricks in one edition of the games. She's also now tied with the all-time top goal scorer in Olympic football history, Christine Sinclair of Canada, who scored 6 at the London 2012 games. Meanwhile, 4 African boxers have progressed from the round of 32 on Saturday. Cameroon's Albert Mingwe Ayisi, Algeria's heavyweight Abd Hafid Ben Chabla, and Zambia's Stefan Zimba and Mervyn Clare from Mauritius won their opening fights. 5 other African boxers were not as lucky as they crashed out of the games. DR Congo's female featherweight Monsalette Sokobi was the first casualty. Others are Botswana's female feather Sadie Kanosi, Morocco's Mohamed Hamoud in the featherweight division, and Eswatini welter Tabiso Tlamini, and Kenya's featherweight Nick Okuth, who was inconsolable after his narrow 3-2 loss to Senbatar Erinbat of Mongolia.
I can say it's not the mistake of the boxer, it's just how the game is, because even he knew that I had beaten him. But because the judges have already decided, I respect their decision. God knows why. I had prayed to him, because this is my last Olympics. But that is what they have decided. I can only give thanks to God for bringing me from Kenya to here. I am sorry to my fans and to Kenyans. It was to be like this. I've given my best. I wanted victory, but it's okay.
Team Kenya topped the African medal charts at the Rio 2016 Olympics, and the East African nation hopes the class of Tokyo 2020 will match or exceed a performance that brought 6 gold medals, 6 silver, and a bronze. Members of the team have been arriving in batches due to the pandemic. CGTN's Wilkerson Yabwa tells us how they are adapting to the new normal in Japan.
The Summer Games of the 32nd Olympiad officially started in Tokyo on Friday, and Kenya are on a mission to top the African medal charts once again. However, this has been an Olympics like no other. Held in the middle of a global pandemic, the Kenyan delegation to Tokyo 2020 has had to adapt to conditions they have never faced before. Apart from scorching heat and foreign food, the East Africans have to contend with rigorous measures in place to curb the spread of the coronavirus. However, the Kenyan contingent already in Japan are taking things in their stride.
It's not that bad actually. I'm pretty sure the boys are loving it, to be honest. We always complain about cold weather, but I mean we thank the government and the Olympic Committee getting us here earlier in Kurume and just acclimatizing and just getting the bodies right for the special occasion on Monday.
For volleyball, I think it's not affecting us much because we are in the arena inside and the weather or the conditioning inside is different. Yeah, it's being controlled because of air conditioning, so it's not really affecting us. I think we are safe. We are not like rugby or any other outside sport.
Like most of the athletes in Tokyo, the Kenyan contingent traveled to Japan with little or no competition, training under a bio-bubble and other restrictions. But for debutants such as Rugby 7's talent Jeffrey Olwatch, the experience of being at an Olympics is all worth it, and he is still taking it all in.
There's a little bit of mixed feelings, if you ask me honestly, saying that from a personal level. There's excitement, there's a bit of anxiety, there's a bit of nervousness, but the good thing is we have the experienced guys who are making sure that the cool heads are all the time, just ensuring that there's not so much pressure, there's not so much excitement, so they're leveling things, and that way is making it easy for most of us.
Kenya is still hunting a first ever team medal at the Olympics. The men's sevens are in a tough Pool C alongside continental rivals South Africa, USA and Ireland as they seek to finish among the top two to make the quarterfinals. Malkia Strikers, as the women's volleyball outfit is locally known, also face a daunting preliminary round against a pair of two-time Olympic champions, hosts Japan and Brazil. Others in Pool A are Rio 2016 silver winners Zambia, South Korea and the Dominican Republic, where a top four finish for Kenya will seal a quarterfinal ticket. With odds stuck against them, Kenya Sevens and Malkia believe they will belie their underdog status and cause Olympic upsets.
The target, of course, is to top the pool because, we've prepared well, and I'm pretty sure this is a very competitive squad we have here. I mean, we focus on ourselves first, like I said, you have to be in the right mindset, getting the bodies to feel right, and just focusing on the little things, and then walking into that game one, we'll be confident enough because we've played all these teams and we have actually won against all of them. So, I mean, it's just making sure we focus on ourselves and getting the bodies right, and I'm pretty sure we'll get some good results come Monday.
It's the first time that we have ever had a training of 4 months, and even having more than 15 days training outside Kenya. We are ready, and we hope what we have been doing with the team will give us results. I think they have good morale, good motivation. Everyone to be here in Olympics is something which is not normal to everyone, and we are excited to play the first match, the second match. We want to win matches. We want to be in the second round.
Malkia will be the first Kenyan team in action on Sunday when they take on home girls Japan, with the men's sevens side taking to the field on Monday to face off against USA in their opener. After a 5-year wait, the East Africans can finally get to the business end of the Olympics. CGTN.
Having made history as the first African to reach the last 16 at the Wimbledon Tennis Grand Slam tournament earlier this month, Tunisian Ons Jabir has set her sights on taking the Tokyo 2020 Olympics by storm. CGTN's Joy Karuki brings us her story.
Ons Jabir has put Tunisia on the global tennis map. The 26-year-old became the first African woman to win a WTA title and also reach the last 16 at Wimbledon. She's now the continent's best hope for an Olympic medal during the women's singles competition at the Tokyo 2020 Summer Games.
Tokyo is a dream come true. I'm especially proud to be representing Tunisia. I know it's not the same as playing in a Grand Slam. Playing in Tokyo at the Olympics is something special, and I hope I'll be ready. In any case, I would like to say to all Tunisians that I will give it my all, and I hope to win gold.
After winning the 2021 Viking WTA Classic Birmingham, the pressure for her to do even better mounted. And when she stunned legendary American Venus Williams in straight sets at the Wimbledon, the weight of expectation just got heavier for Jabeur.
I've often said that the pressure I have as a tennis player is different to that of other players because I represent Tunisia, the Arabs and Africa at the same time, and that is something I am very proud of. There are lots of players from France, Australia or the United States, but I am proud to represent a whole nation.
There is a strong belief in her camp that a podium finish is achievable given her remarkable achievements this year. And Jabeur's confidence only helps to amplify the feeling.
The message I would like to send is that nothing is difficult, nothing is impossible. You have to work hard and believe in yourself. Throughout my career, many people have made me doubt myself as they didn't believe I could go far, but I decided I was going to make it and I've worked hard for it. I know that I can achieve what I hope to achieve.
Tunisia and Africa can now dream of winning a rare medal in tennis at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, should Jabeur carry her fine form of 2021 to the biggest sporting stage in Japan. Joy Kiruki Juma, CGTN.
In football, fans in Cote d'Ivoire celebrated their team's 2-1 victory over Saudi Arabia in their opening Pool D of the men's competition at the Yokohama Stadium on Thursday. Frank Kessie scored a second-half winner in the 66th minute to spark a huge party in Abidjan, with supporters tipping the side to go far in this tournament.
We saw players with a lot of desire and motivation. I have found that we have a lot of players who have a lot of talent and who have something to prove at these Olympic Games. I really hope that they stay on this dynamic, and that is what will allow them to make a great match against Brazil. I believe that Cote d'Ivoire can go very far in this Olympic tournament.
Frankly, I think the performance of Cote d'Ivoire is a bit mixed, because in the first 20 minutes of the first half, I found that the team was a little dull, and I think it's because of their physical preparation that wasn't very good. But it was great that they were able to find the resources to respond in the second half. As an Ivorian supporter, I hope that the players will return home with the medals, and I sincerely hope that they will win this Olympic tournament.
For more on the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, we are delighted to welcome Inaz Mazhar, the managing editor of Al Aram, who joins us now from Cairo. Welcome to Sports Scene. Great to have you with us. The Olympics have finally started despite concerns they would be canceled due to the pandemic. What are your thoughts?
I can't hear.
Well, it seems that we've lost Inaz Mazhar. Hopefully we'll get him a little later before the show ends. But let's move on to the table settings in China. China's shooter Yang Qian, a weightlifter, and weightlifter Hu Zihui claimed the first 2 gold medals at the Tokyo Games with record-breaking performances on Saturday. Fencer Sun Yuan added a third later in the day to get China's Olympic campaign off to a strong start. Now, here's a brief look at the latest medal standings from the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Well, the action continues on Sports Scene. Don't go away. Here's what's ahead. Egypt shot put champion Mustafa Amir talks of his difficult mission to win the continent a field event medal in Olympic athletics. Welcome back to Sports Scene. Africa may be behind the rest of the world in field events at the Olympics, but Egypt's shot put champion Mustafa Amir is on a difficult mission to win his country and the continent a medal at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. His best international performance is a 14th place finish at the Doha 2019 World Championships. Now, despite the odds being stuck against him, Amir has not wavered in his quest to make history in Japan, as CGTN's Adel El-Mahroui reports.
25-year-old Mustafa Amr is building up his sports career. The young Egyptian, though, has a promising talent. He already broke Egypt's domestic shot put record, reaching a distance of 21 meters and 31 centimeters. He's now finalizing training for his first Olympic appearance in Tokyo. Yet the road is full of obstacles.
My training is made up of two parts, throwing in the morning and bodybuilding at the gym. During the lockdown, all sports centers were shut. I had to buy gym gear at home to continue training. Next to my home, I made a circle to practice the throwing technique.
Amr's best world ranking was 14 in the World Athletics Championships in Qatar. He considers it a great achievement, especially that he competed while recovering from surgery. Lately, the Egyptian shot put champion faced another hurdle after getting infected with COVID-19. Recovering from that third major challenge affecting his Olympic performance, the optimistic athlete still believes he has a chance for a medal in Tokyo.
I was depending heavily on the training camps abroad. My plan was to spend this whole trip out of Egypt, but travel has become very hard. Most embassies are not opening visa appointments. We cannot even join the few competitions available. Yet overall, I think the pandemic helped me become better, stronger, and reach further distances. That's because I had more time to train after the Olympics were postponed.
But so did every other shot put athlete in the world. The 2019 World Championships saw the top three medalists all throwing at 21.9 meters and beyond. Nigeria's Chukwu Ebuka was the only African in these finals. Shot put is an athletics discipline that has never seen an African stand on the Olympics podium. For Mustafa Amr's latest registered numbers, an Olympic medal is a mission impossible. Yet the Egyptian is persistent to at least give it a try at making African history in the sport. Adel El-Mahroui, CGTN, Cairo.
All right, we lost Inas Mazhar a little earlier. It's time to bring Inas back for more on Tokyo 2020 Olympics and what's going on the ground. Inas, thanks for joining us here on Sports Scene. To start off, Inas, the Olympics have finally started despite concerns they would be canceled due to the pandemic. What are your thoughts, Inas?
Well, finally, as you said, and thankfully, the Olympic Games are back and are running, and everybody is happy, especially sports people, all those involved in sports, even those who are not sports people. But there are sports fans and sports lovers. They are really excited with the Olympic Games running now, and despite all, against all odds and the COVID-19. However, to be honest, I mean, this year's Olympic Games, they have lost their glamour a little bit in competitiveness, because you see, there are, without any fans, it's really upsetting for the players who are competing there, and they want to prove themselves in front of the fans. They need the cheers and the woos in the stadiums. They want their fans to support them. Unfortunately, it's not happening. And what I heard from the Secretary General of the Egyptian Olympic Committee, Mr. Sharif Al-Aryan, when he was saying that during the team's parades, I quote him saying it was weird being in the stadium without the fans being there to cheer for us. So it's not a very good mood for them, but they are trying. The athletes, all athletes around the whole world, Because you see, it's usually the Olympic Games, they are just a big festival, a big feast. Have we ever seen, it's like a wedding. Can you imagine a wedding without any invitees, how it would be like? So this is the situation now and the mood at the Olympic Games, but we hope that all the athletes would have fun while they are competing.
Well, Inaz, as you've mentioned, one thing for sure, the athletes do need the fans for inspiration and encouragement. But let's talk about Egypt. Egypt is one of the African countries that sent record numbers to Tokyo 2020. Do you expect them to win more medals than before?
Well, we hope so. We have high hopes and high expectations on some athletes in some different sports. Like now you were showing the athletics, modern pentathlon. We had taekwondo. Unfortunately, Egypt was hoping that the weightlifting would be there, and they were the top nominees for claiming more medals, because we know that they had in Rio 2016 they had 2 Olympic medals for weightlifting. Unfortunately, they were banned from the participation. And today, this time, we hope also, because in Rio it was 3 medals. The highest record for Egypt was 5 medals at the Athens Games in 2004, and this was the highest record of medals. So Egyptians are really keeping their fingers crossed that they might be able to achieve more medals this time. However, to be honest, some people on the other side, they don't believe that, or they don't want to exaggerate in their hopes and in their anticipations for more medals. Because yes, many athletes from Egypt, it's the highest record of athletes, have qualified, but they have qualified, most of them qualified as African champions. And let's be honest as well and say that the level of competition at the African competitions is not as strong as the Europeans and the Asian competitions. So it's many people would hope that our athletes would achieve more medals, but still we have to accept that we might not, because like today, the first day today for Egyptians, it wasn't successful, except for only the handball team who beat Portugal with a very good result, and they are ranked among the top 7 teams in the world. So we have hopes, and let's wait and see.
All right, Inas, let's leave it there for now. But for us here on Sports Scene, we'll certainly be keeping an eye on how the Egyptians perform and how well they represent the continent. Thank you so much, Inas Mazhar, for your insights. Moving on, skateboarding will make its bow at the Olympics later this year, and the event itself will go a long way to educate mainstream or traditional sports fans. Now, this is the view of South Africa's representative in Tokyo, Brandon Valjallo, who took time to chat with CGTN's CS Duplessis.
Brandon Valjallo hopped on a skateboard when he was just 3 years old, and it has changed his life forever. Not only has he made a career out of his hobby, but he is representing his country at the Olympic Games.
To be honest, it's a great feeling. I never ever thought that starting out skateboarding, which was actually a hobby for me at the time, that it would get to this point that I can do it every single day and do what I get to love and be able to express myself in the way that I can't in anything else, and do that every single day is actually a dream come true. I don't think that many people can say that their office is a place that they really enjoy to be, and for me, every single day I wake up excited and inspired to be able to get my day started, because I do what I love every single day.
Skateboarding allows the 22-year-old to get away from the stress of his studies and to focus on what makes him happy.
So skateboarding for me, it's just an art form that is so beautiful in its way that nobody can actually tell you what to do. It's more so the way you want to express yourself, and the beauty in that is unmatchable in terms of anything else I've done in my entire life.
Valjallo is an avid gamer in his spare time and often plays online with his friends to give his mind a break from obsessing over well-executed tricks. But with the biggest event of his career looming large, he knows his 45-second runs will need to be on point in Tokyo.
The thing that in competition that the judges are looking for is obviously trick difficulty, consistency, style, and use of the park. So all of these are factors that you need to take into consideration when you are actually competing. And for me, at the end of the day, being creative and skating in a way that nobody else skates is way more rewarding in terms of how you're going to get judged on your score. So execution is also definitely important because they want to see you looking good while you're rolling away from those tricks that you're choosing.
The continent's top skater acknowledges that he has a responsibility to educate people about the sport and believes that, like an artist applying paint to a canvas, he has the ability to invoke emotion and inspire a new crop of future skaters through the way he expresses himself during a 45-second run on a skateboard.
Skateboarding is a great sport for spectators to watch. Whether the athletes land or bail their tricks, it's very entertaining. And I feel like it's definitely going to get the recognition it deserves, and the sport's going to grow in the way that it should going forth after the Olympics give it the stamp of approval.
The spotlight that the Olympics will give skateboarding will indeed elevate the awareness around the sport and potentially convert many mainstream sports enthusiasts, according to the man ranked 33 in the world. CS Duplessis, CGTN, Johannesburg, South Africa.
Well, that's it for this edition of Sports Scene. Remember, you can send us your feedback to the contacts on the screen and follow us on digital media platforms. For the team, I'm Richard Nta saying thank you so much for watching, and we'll be right back here same time next week. Keep it right here on CGTN.